Good morning, furries in denial. Welcome to another match of the Sly 3 Optimal Loot Tournament. I'm your host and one half of your commentary team, Knave357. The other half, we have HDLS. How are you doing, HD?
Doing just fine. How are you, Nev?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. Today, we have a special double header. We're going to be having two matches restreamed today on SlyGolds, starting off with our first two runners here, the Gandy Man and Canuti. How are you guys feeling?
Hello, I'm doing fine.
I'm doing great.
Excited.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Do we have any words of wisdom or, maybe some words of competition before we begin today's match?
Nope. I think I've said all I need to say.
Yeah, same.
Great, great. Okay, so Gandy, if you want to go ahead and get ready, I believe. Canuti, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, great. Once we get started, we'll explain a little bit more about the tournament with HD while we commentate on our runners here. Gandy, I think also you could maybe turn your game up a little bit more. So,
Up?
yeah. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. So, on go. You guys will select your characters to start your run, and the rest will be collecting the 5 optimal loots of each episode in order. May the RNG be ever in your favor. Alright.
Good luck, lads.
Good luck.
Good luck,
3,
Candy.
2, 1, go! And they're off.
They're away.
So,
Interesting. Both of them playing Sly.
yeah, we have,
No Murray users here.
for the first time in this tournament, I guess, both
Yeah,
players being
both
the
like-
same character. I will fully admit, in our very first match of the tournament when we had Sonic versus Frizz, and Frizz was choosing to be, oh my god! We already have
That is
a golden
that's something.
pin
That is something.
within a minute. Oh
Is
my
that the
god.
fastest episode 1 we've seen? Or
At
have we
least
seen
on
faster than
Restream it is. Absolutely.
Yeah. Gandhi has the fastest episode 5 as well. doesn't he?
Yeah. Gandy has the unofficial calm gold of Sly 3 Optimal Loot for EP5 with like a 23-second time, I believe.
Runs outside, first loop.
Pretty incredible. As I was saying, sorry for the incredible interruption there, but as I was saying, when Frizz and Sonic were starting off the tournament, I kind of thought the Murray strats were just a bit of a meme, but honestly, they seem to, really hold their own, and I think a lot of people have been reconsidering playing as Murray now, because he has a lot of good benefits.
Yeah, I think if you're not like some Sly 3 movement god, and you're not like getting to a ton of guards with Sly like really efficiently, Murray is pretty appealing because if you mess up, you get detected, you can kill the guards really quick. He moves around pretty fast in ball form.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I think one of the big appeals, in my opinion, for Murray is that if you get detected, it doesn't really matter.
yeah, exactly.
Whereas with Sly, if you're looting a guard, you accidentally bump into his back, you're losing a good amount of time just waiting for him to de-aggro so that you can continue
Yeah.
looting. Wow, that was, I can't get over that speedy episode 1. That was
Yeah, it was an exciting start.
perhaps one of the luckiest moments in the entire tournament that we might see for EP1. We'll see. So as I was mentioning earlier, we are having a double header today, starting off with Gandy and Canuti, and then our second match immediately following this one is actually going to be between you, HD, and your opponent, Crystals, aka Riley. Are you ready?
Not particularly, no.
Ah, nice.
But,
Well, I think the
It'll be fun regardless.
Crystals believers probably like to hear that.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Although I also am a Crystals believer. I got him on my bracket.
Yeah. Didn't even have yourself making it to round 2. I think a lot of people are Crystal's believers. Looking at our bracket predictions on the challenge.com website that we've been using, a lot of people, including myself, have them going either all the way or like at least to the finals.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Riley versus Canute finals.
Yeah, I think that's what mine is.
That's
Riley
what mine
versus
is.
Canute.
Yeah.
But you know, honestly, with the way that this matchup's going so far, Riley versus Canute is not looking, you know, it's not looking like it might be possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to come back from such a fast loot.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. So, if you're wondering what Canute's still doing in episode 1, whereas Gandhi has already moved on to episode 2, Gandhi's obviously already collected the optimal loot at EP1, and Canute hasn't. And Canute cannot continue either until he finds the gold pen, or until 10 minutes has passed. Once 10 minutes has passed, you can optionally move on, but that's up to the runners. They can decide if they want to do that or not. Because for each optimal loot that a runner does not collect, they get a 3-minute penalty added to their final time. So if you finish in 30 minutes but you miss one loot, your final time is actually going to be 33 minutes.
Gandhi seems to be sticking around this this general area in episode 2. Must have really labbed it out and decided he could consistently spawn guards pretty easily there.
I would say there's definitely more possibility of getting guards around this area, especially because episode 2 is really unique in a lot of ways, and one of those ways is dingoes, the small guards. They can actually have the optimal loot here, which in other episodes small guards cannot have the optimal loot. So that's pretty interesting tactic to use, is to be looking out for flashlight guards and dingoes. I saw Remo in chat mentioning that he thinks he found a ruby in EP3. Is this just a drunk man's imagination? I hope so, because with the research and everything I did to prepare this tournament, I'm fairly certain that rubies are not available in EP3.
Well, if we wanted to test if they were available or not, I feel like this tournament is one of the best ways, because surely someone would find them.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
based on just pure quantity, eventually it would be found, I think. So any stats majors out there, anybody who wants to run the numbers, this tournament could be a lot of fun for you. By the end of it, we could have a lot of info on loot statistics by the end of this tourney.
oh, data. The joy of running around, or of watching all these streams back to mark down what loot everybody got in a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't have too much appeal, but you know.
Part of me
Some others
really
do
wants
have-
to do it. Part of me thinks it'd be better left off to someone who is smarter than me. But it would be quite a daunting task, yeah. Gandhi getting another gold pin a few minutes ago, just to flex on Canute a little bit, I suppose. Rude asks, our lovely commentators, how are you doing? How are you doing, HG?
Fine. I'm well, recovering from last night. After
Yeah, I imagine.
that, but,
You seem okay.
yeah, I'm alright. How about yourself, now? How you doing?
I don't know, man. I feel kind of tense because I had Canute winning this match, and it's not looking good for my bracket so far.
Yeah.
I'm 2 for 2 on bracket predictions in the tournament, but this is not looking good for me.
It's not happening for him right now. But long race. Long race.
Yeah, I mean, episode 2 is notoriously the worst, so Gandy getting here really quickly might not matter too much if he ends up skipping it, and they could be even again, at least in terms of loot gathered.
Yeah, exactly. Like if Canuti does find the episode 2 loot in the first few minutes, it's basically even again.
Yeah, for sure.
Chances are, because as you said, episode 2 seems to be the worst for loot.
Yeah, and the reason it's the worst ties again back to why episode 2 is so unique. I was mentioning that dingoes, the rooftop guards, can have the optimal loot, but flashlight guards can also have the worst loot, which is again another unique thing to EP2. They can have bronze tier loot, which doesn't happen anywhere else. So if you're wondering why, you know, what is the point of this tournament? What's gonna happen? What does the winner get? This was actually sponsored by one of our community members named Dieter. Reached out to the SlyGolds events team and said that he wanted to give back to the community in some way. So he put up a $100 cash prize for some sort of tournament that was RNG based. He didn't want it to be skill based. So the winner of this tournament will receive that. Second place will receive any bits and donations from chat during the tournament. Guaranteed minimum $50 by Dieter. Third and fourth will get a gift sub to the channel from me.
And Canuti skipping to episode 2, as you'd probably expect, I think.
Yeah, and
There's really waiting around in an episode would require kind of, I don't know. I think it would almost always be bad, unless there's like a specific strategic reason for doing it based on where your opponent is.
for
It's a
sure.
lot more solid to just skip, take the penalty.
And in this instance, he did it pretty much right at the 10-minute mark, which was probably the call rather than go like an extra minute or two, like you were saying.
Yeah, I think it's a waste of time to go an extra minute or two.
It
Almost always.
looks like Gandy has skipped EP2, so we're still about an episode apart from each other,
Sure, yeah.
which I can't blame him for that either. He pretty much did the same thing as Canuti, where he just did it right around when 10 minutes was on his
it's
timer.
done. It's no. I mean, you could be in episode 2 for 30 minutes and not get the optimal out. You know, it's that kind of.
Yeah, trust me, I've been there. I did a number of test runs for this concept before the tournament started, before the rules were implemented, before anything, you know, had really been discussed, and the 10-minute rule is there for a reason, folks. Let's just put it that way. It can be rough.
It's funny with the previous levels optimal items being so much more common in the next level. So we're going to see runners get baited by those items
Yeah,
multiple times.
it always feels bad when you spend 12 minutes in EP1 and you're like, alright, fine, I guess I gotta move on. And then the first that you get in EP2 is a gold pen and you just feel so tilted. Which is exactly what happened to Canuti there, as Chad is pointing out.
Silver medal.
But as you guys can see from the list of loots under each runner's name, we're looking for the gold medal in EP2 and the large gold bar, I believe it's called, in EP3. And you know, it's really interesting. You feel like before you actually start running this quote-unquote category, you kind of feel like, oh, this will be easy. I feel like I remember collecting gold pins all the time in episode 1. But then you actually start doing it and you realize, wait a minute, this is kind of rare, isn't it?
Okay, Gandhi favoring a reset episode strat. He runs around, does his little route, and then resets the episode.
Yeah, so something that Sly players I think have to worry about a lot more than Murray players is their gadget meter, or their juice as some people like to call it. And one way to reset that is either to collect health or by going to the safe house. Oh, there's the gold medal for Gandhi that he missed in EP2. That's how you can reset your gadget meter, but EP3 is the worst for how close, or rather how not close, how far away the safe house is. So using the reload code is probably the fastest way to get back there. Because something that's a bit unique to this tournament is that cheat codes are allowed. Any cheat codes that are native to the actual game are allowed. Poor Gandhi. I feel like that was probably intentional, though.
Perhaps.
I think at some point he decided to just give up so he could regain his juice. I could be wrong. You know, maybe he just got totally screwed. I don't know.
He's back in the saddle, man. Canute not really having any joy in episode 2. It's gonna be a bit frustrating for him, because definitely his best chance to close the gap here would be to actually get the rare episode 2 loot.
Oh yeah, AP2 definitely the hardest, and if I were him, I would really be, you know, I'd be really concerned, like, do I skip episode 2 at 10 minutes? I would have a hard time deciding. It's getting so many gold pins now, which is just sad. What do you think you would do in this scenario if you were Canute? Do you think you would skip EP2?
I'd just skip. I would skip and just hope for something like miracles on 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, episode 3 in my personal experience is it's either like really good or just as bad as EP2. I feel like there's almost no in between.
Right.
But I believe both of our runners are playing on PS3 console today. I can actually pull some information on that. Let's see, Canute is playing on an SSD on PS3 console. Gandhi is also playing PS3 console on an SSD.
Yeah, two guys who've run Sly 3 obviously quite a bit, so it's to be expected.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the optimal setup for real category speedruns. But emulator is allowed for this tournament, so some people have elected to do that just for faster load times. Let's see, I'm going to check. Going to Gandhi's Twitch channel to check and see what his segment timer says for how much time he'll have left before he can skip EP3 if he chooses to do so.
Yeah.
It looks like he has about 3 minutes.
It's going to be interesting if Gandhi has to skip again, because suddenly that's a 6-minute penalty, and then you're looking like maybe Canute would stay in episode 2. Probably not, but because if you could avoid those penalties.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's like episode 2. Are you gonna find the thing in 3 minutes? Probably not. It's probably not correct. to say.
Probably not. But I mean, you never know. I mean, in my example video that I provided as a resource for runners, I actually decided to, in episode 2, 10 minutes had passed, and I was about to skip, but I was like, I will loot one more guard, and it had the optimal loot, so it it paid off. Like,
Yeah, I think if the loot is in front of you, it's definitely worthwhile taking a crack at the 10 runner.
and both of our runners are in a different voice call, and neither of them are muted, so they're probably communicating. You know, they probably know where each other is.
Yeah, just having the chat.
I got debated a little bit. Thought Gandhi had pulled a gold bar, but it was a gold pocket watch. And another gold pin for Canuti.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I feel so bad.
Approaching the point at which Gandhi is probably gonna skip ahead.
Yeah, let's see. He is just about to approach the 9-minute mark on his segment timer, so at about 21 minutes in our timer, he'll be able to skip. Canuti should be able to skip episode 2 right now if he wants, but I think he knows that because Gandhi is struggling a bit in EP3, it might be worth going a little bit longer. Because he really, you know, it would be really rough on him to be missing a second one in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, there he went ahead and skipped it. He's on to EP3.
Took a crack at one more loot and then got out of dodge.
Probably the right call. I mean, he does, you know, get 6 minutes added to his time currently, but I guess 6 minutes is a little bit better than, you know, maybe 7, 8, 9 minutes.
Yeah. Still, if he were to just immediately pull the episode 3 loot, it would basically tie the race back up again.
Oh yeah.
So, I think.
Looks like Gandhi is also opting to skip EP3 here. So they both currently sitting on a 6-minute penalty. Oh, and Canuti gets the large gold bar.
We've basically tied up the race. It's crazy.
Yeah, wow.
Nearly less than a minute behind.
We're back
terms of
in
what
it.
can lead the level. Yeah.
My bracket is still alive. And there's Gandhi also pulling a gold bar.
The
kind of
big
the
gold bar. Traditional.
Traditional, the very first loot of the next episode is what you were missing in the last.
Of course.
Yeah, that's why this tournament can be so much fun, because it can change just, you know, on a dime, just like that.
It's crazy to think, it's 22 minutes, so we've only seen 2 optimal loots thus far.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. We're fast approaching, I think, the like unofficial world record time for getting all 5 loots, and yet we're only here in EP5 or EP4, excuse me.
You having some yard trouble?
I'm sorry?
Canute was having some guard trouble there.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
getting absolutely harassed.
Every time I see a sapphire, I get a bit debated for just a moment.
Similar color. Somewhere I know.
Just like in EP5, there are medium diamonds as well. I'm not sure if those are in EP4. Maybe. EP5 also has a loot called Large Gold Necklace, which I really wish, whenever I was making this category and doing the research, I really wish that Large Gold Necklace would have been more expensive than Large Diamond, just so that every episode had a unique loot.
Yeah,
But it didn't work out that way, so...
for aesthetic purposes.
Exactly. And I think we've only seen like 1, maybe 2 Large Gold Necklaces.
Wait, is it off? Yeah, no, it is. I would try a reset.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Are we back? We're back! Hello everybody. Apologies for whatever just happened there. I have no
Fortunately,
idea.
not missed any loots.
Yeah,
Oh,
you haven't missed anything at all. In fact, I think maximum 2 loots in total have been collected. None of them being large diamonds, obviously. And I did start local recording just in case of any issues, because whatever just happened there hopefully won't happen again.
Gandhiman's still with a small advantage. He's probably going to be able to leave maybe a minute before Kanuki. If neither of them get the loot, but...
Yeah, let's see. Gandhi's segment timer for EP4 is almost approaching the 5-minute mark. I can pull up a tab and see where Kanuti's is. Or maybe you should do that just so I don't have to have too many tabs open and cause any more issues. Oh, wait! Wait a minute.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Suddenly,
Take the lead.
Canuti has taken the lead for the first time in this race. Is my bracket alive? Let's see.
I think this is the kind of situation where as Gandhi you may stay until you get the loot.
You think so?
Because if you take the 3-minute penalty, I think you're spotting Kanuti too much time.
Yeah, that's...
There's a lot of scenarios where you get the loot in episode 5 and you still lose.
Gandhi just killed a guard that it kind of looked like it was a diamond in his pocket. I'm not entirely sure.
Might have been a sapphire.
Wait.
Or,
there it is.
oh my god, we're going to the
Oh no!
episode 5.
Here we go.
Now here's a really interesting strategical consideration. I know it's probably not going to happen because diamond is pretty common in episode 5. If you're Kanuti and you get to 10 minutes, do you skip episode 5 and hope Gandhi doesn't get
You
the
can't.
diamond in the next 3 minutes? Oh, you have to you're not allowed to skip episode 5?
EP5 is actually the only episode that you're hard required to get the loot because it defines the end point of the run.
Right. that makes sense. That makes sense.
Man, we are... I'm feeling tense now, man. I'm scared.
Yeah, any loot could
Oh,
be
no
whatever
way!
it is. Wow.
No way! Let's go,
Unbelievable.
Gandhi! GG.
What a...
And Canuti as well! Seconds apart!
What a roller coaster. That is crazy.
Do you know what this means, HD?
What does it mean?
We have to. They were within 30 seconds of each other. We have to look into
You have
our
to do an
tiebreakers.
official retime. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to do an official retime and possibly coin count as a tiebreaker after this. This might
So
be the
when
first
does the
implementation.
tiebreaker apply? If they have the same time to the second?
So let me look at the rules because it's actually been a little while. But here's our tiebreakers. If the final time after applying penalties is tied within 30 seconds of each other, the winner is whichever runner collected more optimal loots, maximum 5, one from each episode. So they have the same optimal loots. So
Okay.
the next tiebreaker is, if both runners collected the same number of optimal loots, the winner is the runner who collected the most total coins during the run, which I think is what we're going to have to use during this. Furthermore, a tie in coin count will result in the runners agreeing upon a single episode to run a sudden death optimal loot. That's
What
probably
the
unlikely. I doubt they got the exact same amount of coins. But yeah, we're gonna have to actually analyze this and see who got the most coins here. That's gonna be wild.
Who does that again?
Hello, Gandhi and Canuti. I need you both to go to the safe house for a moment, please. Don't collect any coins.
I've already collected several coins.
What do you mean?
We could just check the VOD.
Yeah, we can, but I was just hoping you...
I'll check the VOD.
Yeah, we'll do that. Undefined winner. This is the first time in tournament history.
We are making history.
Yeah. So while we do some investigations here, you guys want to talk about your runs a little bit? Gandhi, how do you feel getting probably the fastest gold pin in the West?
That was insane. I think it was the first loot, right?
Was it? Was it the first or second?
I think so, yeah.
It was either the first or second. It was crazy. I mean, I think a lot of people in the chat will, like me, have Knutsy winning this match in their predictions. So I didn't have the highest expectations, but that loot certainly gave me a pretty big confidence boost.
Yeah, that was a huge advantage from the start that I think really put some pressure on Canuti. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, it was nice hearing Candy say that 40 seconds in the run, I just got a cold pen.
Yeah.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, unfortunately we did run into a technical problem during the run, so we missed like 30 seconds or something. But it wasn't really a big deal. We just had to split the stream into 2 streams basically. So I'm checking the first VOD now to see what your coin counts were when we started.
Mine, I checked my VOD, it should be 363 in the beginning of the run.
The ending was something else, lads.
Yeah, that
Candy was so far ahead, and Cody pulled ahead, and then Candy just bang 2 times in a row. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
got a crazy ending there with the last 3 episodes. The beginning was really rough for me. I felt like I got really good guard spawns, but just bad RNG.
Yeah, I just couldn't pull it.
Canuti started with 363, Gandhi started with 540. So let's see now what each of you had by the end. And we will include the large diamond of EP5 in that final count as well.
What's your neighborhood, Knutsy? Like, how many do you have right now?
4575.
I think you might have taken it, because I'm significantly lower.
Oh.
Yeah, Gandhi had 3,330 at the end of his. And let me see what Canuti had at the end of his.
was.
Okay, here's the final results. We have a winner. Gandy started with 540 coins and ended with 3,330. That results in a gain of 2,790. Canudi started with 363 and ended with 4,575, which is a gain of 4,212. So congratulations to Canudi for winning on the coin tiebreaker.
GG Candy, was a really
GG.
good race.
Incredible
It
race.
was-
Couldn't have asked for a better race.
That was
Yeah, it was such a good race.
insane.
Oh,
I can't believe it. Oh my
That's
god.
crazy, man.
And yes,
Only
it
I
was
picked up another
the difference
1,500
between-
or so coins.
yeah. The difference between each of you collecting the large diamond of EP5 was just eyeballing it about 11 seconds. So it was definitely within that 30-second threshold.
yeah, I think we compared our timers as well. It was like 11 seconds, so that's actually crazy.
So this is why, you know, maybe it is important to not skip pickpocketing some loots on occasion. You never know. You never know what can happen.
Well, it just
True,
means
true.
Murray players are going to be way ahead in this scenario.
That's true. Another
Just gotta
advantage
live
for
with
Murray
impunity.
players.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, my bracket is still alive.
I think Slink had me going all the way, so sorry about that one, Slink.
What a crazy run, man. What a crazy... Yeah, Sonic, you did have max coins, but luckily we didn't have to worry about it anyway. Otherwise, I was
It's
going to be
good,
upset. Because we would have had to,
It'll be
like,
tough to
manually
live up to
count.
that, right?
So, guys, again, congratulations to Canudi. Our next match will be following up immediately after this one. It's going to be HDLS versus Crystals, aka Riley. We'll have a short intermission break for that. Do we have any final words from HD, Canudi, or Gandy here?
Just
Just want
you
to say
know,
thank you, Candy, for a good race. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure.
absolutely. Congrats on the win. It was
Thank
a
you.
lot of fun.
Was.
Alright. Thank you guys so much. We'll be right back.